far out, I feel like a different human. And if you ever notice that I kind of drop off the face of the internet for a little while, it's most likely because it's that time of the month. Morning everyone. I probably look horrendous right now. I've woken up feeling really quite exhausted today, and I was going to try and go back to sleep, but my mind is still kind of racing, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna have some breakfast and I'm gonna start a vlog. It's Tuesday today, and I thought it could be quite interesting to just do like a weekly vlog and kind of update you guys on my hormones, my gut health, I guess my mental health as well. It's gonna just be an overall well-being vlog. And I thought it would be an interesting time to do this video as well because I'm actually about to get my period. So I'm on day 26 of my cycle currently, and I do get quite bad PMS. I find that as soon as my period starts, I'm so much better. I'm more like myself. Last night and the night before, I didn't sleep very well at all, hence why I look a bit exhausted. I'm just gonna finish making my breakfast while I chat to you guys. I'm just making protein oats, but I do actually need to take my Vitex before I eat. So I've only recently consistently started taking Vitex. So my naturopath actually recommended that I take it every single day on an empty stomach first thing in the morning. I'm not really sure why that is, but I think it's something to do with our hormone levels in the morning. Anyway, it's best to take it on an empty stomach, so I need to do that now. When you take it consistently for long enough, it's meant to really help with your PMS symptoms. I also do sometimes get quite bad period pain as well, so it's meant to help with that. Overall, I think it's going to be a really great thing for me to take because, by the way, I'm just repeating the information that my naturopath has told me, but if you guys struggle with your cycle or any of the things I talk about, definitely go and see someone, like get some help with it, because it's really good to start taking these things seriously. So I've been to one naturopath appointment so far, and I'm going to my second one on Thursday. So I'll bring you guys along for that, I guess, and update you on how it goes. She's also given me a tonic that I need to take every single morning, which does have some things in it to help with my hormones, but also my digestion and overall my mental health. I feel so foggy headed right now. I keep talking and I'm like, what was I saying? Just goes to show that we really need to get adequate sleep. As for other PMS symptoms that I've currently got going on, I'm feeling quite bloated at the moment, which is normal. I've got breakouts along my chin. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'm breaking out a little bit. I'm feeling really quite irritable and easily overwhelmed. I've had headaches, yeah. Brain fog. The brain fog is so real right now. This is all very normal. I am actually tracking my symptoms on an app, and I find that quite helpful because it helps me identify patterns. And every single month the same thing happens, yet it always seems like a surprise to me. I'm like, oh, why do I feel like this? But it's like, well, I knew I was going to feel like this. I've literally written it down. It happens every single month. So it is quite helpful to have it written down because then you're like, okay, like this is normal. Where is my phone? Hold on, let me get my phone and I'll tell you the app. So my naturopath told me to get the app Clue, which I've had before, but not for quite a few years. So this is what my app looks like at the moment. It's telling me that I've got 3 days until my next period, and then I've just been logging all of my symptoms for the last few days, which has been really helpful. She recommended this app in particular because I think it allows you to track quite a lot of information. I used to use just the health app on your phone. So if you go into your health button and you click menstrual cycle, you can track all of your symptoms there. So that's what I was doing, but apparently you can track more on the other app, but you do have the option too. I'm gonna continue eating my breakfast and stop chatting your ear off, but I think this is gonna be quite a chill vlog. I am feeling quite introverted this week. That's another thing that happens before my period. I feel like very introverted and I need my alone time. So it's just gonna be me and you guys, and I'll bring you along for the week. But yeah, lots of self-care, I think, this week. Excuse how messy this looks. I've accidentally spilled the liquid all over the sticker, but this is the herbal liquid that she's made up for me. I take this twice a day. I'm gonna have some now with my little shot glass and some water. So I have it with breakfast and with lunch or dinner. I'm gonna take my vitamins now, and I do take quite a few honestly, but I did show all of them to my naturopath just to get her to double check them, just to make sure that they were right for me and that I was taking the correct dosage and that I wasn't doubling up on anything. So I've cleared that with her. At night time, I also take a magnesium supplement, which is something that is really, really helpful throughout your cycle as well. So I always take 2 tablets before bed, helps us sleep. So that's my little vitamin routine. So it's actually Thursday today. I really have not been feeling that great the last few days. I have actually had quite a productive few days, but I didn't film anything that I was doing. I find in this phase, it's really hard to show up in front of the camera just because 1, I just don't really want to get ready for the day. I just want to be a slob. And 2, I just don't have the energy to show up for anyone else, I guess, other than myself when I'm feeling like this. I know maybe other people don't get like this, I'm not sure, but I do feel like at the moment, especially, my hormones are a little bit out of whack, and that's what I'm trying to get on top of. But yeah, I'm gonna try and vlog today and bring you guys along. And I really just feel like we have so much to still catch up on. I've just made myself a coffee. Honestly, it doesn't look the greatest right now. Look at that color. It's so dark. This is a very dark brown coffee. But it's called a period coffee. It's from Before You Speak. I'm not really sure what it does, but I'm pretty sure it's just got iron infused into it and a few other vitamins to help you at that time of the month. So we will see if it tastes good. I've had it once before. I'm really excited because a parcel just arrived this morning. It's from the printing company that I've gone through for my wall prints, which probably will be released next week now. Honestly, I was aiming to get them out next Tuesday, and since they've arrived now, I think there's no reason why I can't. I'll just have to open them up and just check that everything's all good, but I'm so excited about that. I've been really trying to put a bit more time into elements of presence lately, and especially over the last few days, because like I said before, I wasn't really in the mood to kind of show up on camera, so I haven't really been on my own Instagram stories or creating content. So it's been really nice to do some stuff for elements of presence, because I have all of these ideas, but sometimes I find it hard to execute them just because I've got other things that are more of a priority. So I'm trying to get better at that, and I feel like I'm finding a system that works for me. This phase of my cycle seems to be a really good time to do that kind of thing. So I'm in my luteal phase at the moment. So that is the phase right before my period. My period hasn't started just yet, but it is due to start today or within the next few days. But often this is actually when I feel worse. I feel so much better once my period starts. But I'm trying to learn to harness these times of the month and actually embrace them and use them to their advantage. So in this period of my cycle, I feel relatively creative. I don't really feel like I want to be creating content as much, to be honest, because I don't really have a lot of energy, but I do have a lot of ideas at the moment, and it's a great time to wrap up projects. It's basically the end of a season before your period starts, and we start the whole cycle over again. So that is how I'm looking at it. It's really interesting if you start tracking your cycle, because you really do notice how you feel different in different phases. And for me, I've been trying to consciously plan my month around these different phases. I know when I'm ovulating, that's the time that I'm feeling the most energized and extroverted. So that's the best time for me to book events, see people, and that's just my most social season, I guess. I'll continue chatting to you guys while I open up the prints, but to continue talking about the different phases. So first of all, there's your menstrual phase when you have your period. Then you have your follicular and your ovulation phase, which, they're 2 different phases, but I find, for me anyway, they're quite similar. It's when you've got the most energy. This is kind of when you feel most like yourself, I would say. Then you have your luteal phase, which is those 10 days before you get your period, when you just feel a bit off, It's really good when you actually understand it, though, and you understand what your body's doing and why you feel that way. If you've been keeping up with the vlogs, then you've probably seen these prints already. I've actually got them in our bedroom. But yeah, let's have a look. In case you guys have forgotten what they look like, these are the prints. This is the A4 size, and this is the mandala print, which I love. And then this is our palm tree print, which I think is so beautiful. They both give a very relaxing, calming vibe. I love how they look in our bedroom. So I really hope you guys like them as well. So I'm gonna offer 3 different sizes. I'm gonna have A4, A2, and then A3. A2 is the biggest size, so it will look kind of similar to this size. So yeah, this is the smallest print, the A4 one, but these should be live around the time that this vlog goes up. So if you're interested, definitely check my description box for more information. Quick note as I'm editing the video. So the prints are actually going to go live on the Elements of Presence website on the 16th of August. So next Tuesday. So stay tuned for that. But I am actually going to be doing a giveaway before the prints go live. So that giveaway will be going live on the Elements of Presence Instagram today. So if you head over there, you'll see all of the details so you can enter. But whoever wins will receive both of the prints. They can choose whatever size they like and they'll get their hands on the prints before anyone else. So I'd love for you guys to go over and enter and check out my description box if you want any more information. Let's give this a try. I actually don't mind the taste of that. It tastes quite like instant coffee, like Moccona. I know that coffee is one of the worst things that you can have for period cramps, but I just feel like I need a bit of energy right now. I had insomnia again last night. So frustrating. I'm now just filling out my weekly meal planner that my naturopath gave me. It was just like a printable thing. So I've just done it for 1 week and written everything that I've eaten and my symptoms, like if I felt a certain way after eating or if I've been fine. And it was interesting because I did notice that last week when I went out for lunch with my friends, I had quite a bad flare up after having lunch. So I had avocado on toast with poached eggs, and this is so sad, but I've had quite a suspicion for a while that avocado doesn't seem to sit right with me, and it's my favorite food. You guys know that, but maybe I've overdone it. They do say that like if you overeat a certain food, you can actually cause a sensitivity. But also, I do have IBS, and I've heard a lot of people say that with IBS, you'll find sometimes that you have a certain amount of a certain food that you can eat. So it's like I could probably eat, you know, a quarter of an avocado, but half is too much. So it kind of like tips me over the edge and then I'm bloated. And I don't know, maybe that was the case with this because it was quite a lot of avocado. But also I was feeling quite stressed just because like I had quite a lot of things going on that day and I was quite busy, and I maybe was just like a little bit overwhelmed because of that, and I might have had like a bit of a stomach flare up just because of like how I was feeling. That's something that I find really hard to distinguish. I find it really hard to know if when I have these flare-ups it's because of something I've eaten or if it's just genuinely because of how I've been feeling. So it is good to keep track of everything. So yeah, I'm just filling out what I had yesterday because I forgot to do that. What did I have for dinner last night? I had Mexican bowls. All right, I'm gonna get myself organized and I've got to go to the train in half an hour and I'll go to my appointment. I also really want to chat to you guys later about where I went for my appointment. It's not sponsored or anything, but I just think if you're from Sydney, this could help you guys. I just have so much to talk to you guys about. I feel like I could have just done a sit down video, but I find that maybe that's not as interesting as doing it vlog style. So I'm going to chat to you a little bit more later. So hold that thought. I'm going to talk to you about where I had my appointment. But for now, I'm going to get on with getting ready. Okay, so it's now Friday. I haven't updated you guys since I went to my appointment yesterday, but I thought I'd whip out the camera now because I was like thinking to myself, this is a very real representation of how like my week goes when I'm about to get my period. I haven't got my period yet. It's due to start any day now, and I know it's gonna start, but I'm feeling exhausted. Let me know if you guys are like this in the lead up to your period, but it honestly takes it out of me. It's such an emotional, draining week, and I find it really, really hard to get on with like normal everyday activities. And I thought I'd be feeling a lot better by today since I'm on like day 29 of my cycle. I was like, oh, I'll have my period, I'll feel better. But I'm still not feeling great. I've got very low energy. I feel quite faint, and I was going to go on a walk with my friends and then I had to cancel last minute because I was like, I just don't have the energy right now. I just feel so exhausted. So I did get a bit of laptop work done today, but then it's now like 4:30 and I've just brought myself to bed. I'm going to do a bit of reading and just chill out for a bit. I am very lucky and privileged that I do the job that I do and that I have like a flexible work schedule and I'm able to listen to what my body needs and just change my schedule, I guess, based around how I'm feeling. Like I know not everyone has the luxury of doing that, but this week has just felt so frustrating. I also know that when you're about to get your period, one of the best things that you can actually do is exercise and movement, and that's something that really helps my mental health. But when I feel like this, I can't even do that, and then I think that makes things worse. And I don't mean to seem negative and like I'm having a whinge, but I just like wanted to document this kind of for myself because I think it's interesting every single month because I always feel like this. And I know not everyone gets like this before their period, but I'm sure there's a lot of people who do. Be comforting for me to know if other people get like this as well. But far out, I feel like a different human. And if you ever notice that I kind of drop off the face of the internet for a little while, it's most likely because it's that time of the month for me. I can't keep up. I really can't at this time of the month. I have to kind of shut down and just focus on me. I just feel really quite low today, and I'm gonna chill in bed. I'm gonna read my book, which is this one. I mentioned it in my last vlog. It's called How to Do the Work. I've been really liking it. I found it really interesting to learn about my inner child and kind of analyze my behaviors and why I do certain things. And often, like, I already knew this, but it does stem from your childhood. But this book just explains everything really well and has given me some really thought-provoking journal prompts to kind of reflect on. And it's got me really thinking about a lot, and I've really enjoyed it. So I'm getting my way through it quite quickly. I'm more than halfway through now, so I think I'm going to spend some time reading this. So it's just me tonight. Braden's actually gone to a party. I was invited to go, but I was not feeling up to it, so I've just had a chilled night. I'm just making myself a tea at the moment. I'm making a nighttime tea. I've been really enjoying these puka ones. I love having a tea before I go to bed. I've been paying a lot more attention to the herbal teas that I've been drinking because you'd be surprised how much tea can actually help you with things like your digestion. I know peppermint tea and chamomile are two really popular ones to help you with digestion. This one has, what's in this one? This one has oat flower, lavender, and lime flower, and it smells really nice. I'm also gonna have my Nurofen now because the cramps are setting in and my period has finally started, which is like such a relief. Like, not that I didn't think I was gonna get it, but just I know that I'm gonna start to feel better now. So I feel quite happy about it. So I guess I can give you guys the update now on how my appointment went yesterday because I haven't done that yet. So it went really well, and I've actually got another drink to have. She changed up my formula a little bit. So I've got a nighttime one that I'm about to have now, and this is just to help me with my sleep a little bit more and my racing thoughts. So I'm looking forward to that because, as you guys know, this whole week I've had terrible insomnia, like I've been telling you guys, and I think that affects everything overall. Ugh. This one tastes worse than the other one, honestly. That one's not good. Oh, so I guess I can talk to you guys about where I went for my appointment yesterday, because if you live in Sydney, you might actually be interested, because I personally think that it would have been really helpful if I knew about this sooner. But pretty much, if you didn't know, my mum is actually studying to be a naturopath. So she's studying at Torrens University, which is just, well, I think they've got multiple campuses, but the naturopathy campus is by Central Station, so really easy to get to. Anyway, they actually have a student clinic there and anyone can book in and go, and that's where I went. And they have so many different naturopaths that work there, and all of the naturopaths that you get to see there are actually students who are about to graduate. So they're almost fully qualified naturopaths, and you have your appointment with them, but then they have to go to their supervisor and report everything, and then they work with their supervisor to come up with your herbs and everything. They usually have someone sitting in on your appointment, I guess, like to learn and then also to make sure everything's going well. But the appointments are a little bit more affordable just because it is a student who is holding the sessions. Obviously you pay for your herbs and anything else that you purchase on top of that, but I guess that's up to you on what you choose to purchase. But as for your actual session, it's really quite affordable, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't go to one that's, you know, a bit more expensive. But I know sometimes when we're trying to take care of our health and we're doing all of these different things, it can add up a bit. So I thought I would let you guys know that in case you're interested in checking out a naturopath. But maybe something that's a bit more budget friendly for you guys. And I really liked it as well because I didn't feel super rushed in the appointment. Like I literally had the best conversation with my girl. We sat and talked for ages. I think I was in my first session for like 2.5 hours, and each student only can take one client a day. And so I feel like there's not like a massive rush because it's not like they have back-to-back clients. So that was really nice because she really took her time to get to know the whole picture. And yeah, she gave me lots of advice as well and resources. Like she's the one who recommended that book that I'm currently reading, and it was just really good for me and I got a lot out of it. So I thought I would chuck in that little tip there. So it's just at Torrens University and it's their student clinic. So I wouldn't have even known of this if it wasn't for my mum who goes to uni there, but she has her appointments there as well, and we both had really great experiences. So I wanted to share it with you guys. I think it's so good to take your health seriously and like start learning more about yourself. That's something that I'm really passionate about and I've been trying to make a priority, I guess, for the last few years. I'm actually working on a product at the moment that I think will help us all take our health a lot more seriously and feel more connected within our body. I'm not going to say too much, but basically it's a tool that I think we could all really benefit from, and it's something that would have really helped me on this journey, because as you guys know, the mind, body, spirit is all connected. It all works together. Your mind affects your body affects your mind, and it's not black and white. And it's so interesting when you dive deep into it. For me anyway, I found that a lot of the time when I've been having gut issues, that's actually because I've been suffering with anxiety at the time, and it's been mental, not so much because of things that I've been eating. And so I've been really trying to get to know my body in that way. And so I think this tool will really help with that. Anyway, I'm very excited and I'm just kind of starting this whole process of creating this product now, but I think it's something that will help everyone out, because the more that we know about our bodies, the better. I just think it's so important to take the time to get to know ourselves. So in saying that, from going through this whole process, it's made me really realize that I need to focus on being less stressed. And obviously I have a mindfulness brand, but I need to practice mindfulness more in my everyday life and do more techniques to help calm my nervous system, so my vagus nerve. So things like breath work and having cold showers are two things that really help calm your nervous system down. But they're two things that I've tried in the past but haven't really always stuck to consistently. But I've been trying to do the Wim Hof method every day lately, and I have found that it's been helping me a lot. So I'm like, if I stick to that consistently, I feel like it would be really amazing to see the difference in me. And who knows, like if it helps my overall mood, maybe it will help my gut, and maybe that will help my hormones. I just think it's all connected. I feel like this whole vlog is me just like spilling out my thoughts, but as you can tell, this whole like topic is on my mind a lot lately, especially since I have found that like my gut health and my hormones have been really kind of messing with my life and my routine, and it's been a real struggle. So it is something I'm trying to take seriously. Anyway, I'm gonna hop back in bed now with my cup of tea, and I'm gonna do some breath work before going to bed. I'm gonna do the Wim Hof method. He does have an app, but you can also just look up Wim Hof on YouTube. It just looks like this. You just wanna follow this video and do what he says, and you'll be amazed at how good you feel afterwards. Every single time I'm like, wow, I feel really good. And often I sleep better because of it as well. So it's a good thing to do at the end of the day. I feel like this vlog just shows me wearing different loungewear every single day and not leaving the house. Honestly, this is all I wear because I work from home. I love my loungewear. But it is now Monday. I've just been editing this video and I wanted to jump in and chat about how I'm feeling now, because it's been almost a full week since I started filming, although it's been definitely over a week since I started feeling not myself. But I'm a few days into my period now and I'm starting to feel more like myself again. And I knew this was gonna happen, but it's just so interesting. Like, I'm really glad that I filmed this video because it's just cool to be able to see the patterns, and also reassuring for me that, you know, I'm not going crazy. This is my hormones. It's just like what my body does. And hopefully maybe this video will be reassuring to some of you guys as well, because it can be really quite confusing, which is why I think it is so important to keep track
of our symptoms and just get to know our body. I'm still trying to figure out what works for me, and to be honest, I feel like most of the time when I have these weeks, I actually don't film. I'll usually try to get all of my work done in advance. So it's very rare that I'd pick up the camera when I'm feeling in this mindset. One, because I don't really feel in the mood to pick up the camera when I'm like that, and also two, I don't want to project that energy onto you guys. And I want my channel to be an uplifting space, but at the end of the day, we're all human, and this reality, I go through highs and lows, and last week was a low one, but I'm in a much better mindset now, and I feel like this week's gonna be a good one. So many exciting things are coming up. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it interesting. Please leave me a comment and chat to me. I would love to hear from you guys. This video does feel a little bit vulnerable to put out there. I'm a little bit nervous about it, but I feel like it's good to put out there at the same time. And also, don't forget to go and head over to the Elements of Presence Instagram and enter the giveaway for our prints. I'm so excited for them to launch. It's been a long time coming, but yeah, I'm really excited to bring out a new product. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.